Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Motorsport Manager, the Underdog Challenge. In this episode, we'll be racing in Yokohama, Japan, and that'll be the first time actually that we're going to be in Japan in this series. I think it's a really cool track, so looking forward to it. Let's see, it's event number 6, so we're about halfway into the season now. Yeah, we've done 5 races, we have 6 more to go, so once we're done with Yokohama, we are over half into the season. And so far, we're looking pretty damn good, I'd say. If we look at the standings, we're in 5th quite comfortably. So I am rather comfortable with knowing for sure that we're not going to drop down. I don't think that'll happen at all. But obviously, we are quite far off of the real top teams in the pack. Hopefully, next season, we might actually be able to make a push. But we'll have to see how our car development keeps on going till the end of the season. Test track might be done in time. It's only 16 more weeks, so I think we'll be able to hopefully get out one more epic level engine, but we'll have to see. And let's get going. Yeah, this all doesn't matter if it all puts on pole. Our cars are not great, but will be repaired soon enough. What are our thoughts on Winston Margate? Let's butter him up, I suppose. Oh, well, we didn't. I picked the wrong option. Do we even know Winston? I think you're supposed to pick the top option. I messed up a little bit there. It's pretty good. Not amazing, honestly, but pretty good. Dramatic race in Vancouver. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, so in the end, we did get another podium. It was a very weird track, very short. But that can also be quite fun, of course. We did a very different strategy with Tulipano, where we only had a 2-stopper, whereas everyone else, I think, stopped 3 or 4 times. So that was interesting. It got us a 3rd place spot in the end. So 2 podiums in a row for Tulipano. He must be quite excited about that. Let's see if we can make it one more in Yokohama. Sponsor deal. 2 offers available. Let's wait for a little bit then and see. Yeah, I think we've been having to wait for quite a while because I left those open. In the end, hasn't really worked out the way I had hoped as it did with the others, but, well, you can't win them all, right? Sometimes you gamble and you lose a little bit. Have a quick look at the parts. What do we want to do? Our engines are good enough, at least for Tulipano. We also improved all the performance on his parts by now. So I think what we can do is start just making sure that some of these parts won't break down anymore. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Especially the front wing has still been a little bit of a problem before. I suppose we can also put up that engine. And this brake set. So that means even for Bohovsky, he'll now have a more comfortable race, which is good. I think in terms of performance, I suppose we can start also working on this. We can still be done on both of those just before. Just to give Bohovsky also a little bit more of power, let's say. His rear wing isn't great yet. There is still some other parts we could work on at least in the meantime. So let's also get all these parts to a max performance for Tulipano, just so he has an even better race chance, let's say. Do something like this. We'll be very busy with it and we won't be done in time, but all those reliability percentages should be up to a decent enough level by the end of it, so I don't mind so much. All right, some more sponsors. This one is now filled. Oof. That's crap. Again, we're just not likely to make this, to be honest. I mean, we can have a look. Yokohama, deceleration is crucial, and medium speed corners. I don't think we excel in either of those. No, we don't. So that will be rough. Top speed will be useful, which we're decent at, but Also no rain predicted, so that's not ideal. How many laps? 28. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I think this is also around the time where we're gonna be getting our... well, are we? I thought we'd get our own vote, but I'm not sure we'll get it this episode or the next. What is this in the meantime? Oof, 450. Also not great. I think we're gonna let this one go again. Just because we're not likely gonna pick it anyway. Yeah, like, yes, these are great bonuses, but... well, what's the chance we're gonna get first or second right now? Not so high. So I think, again, we're just gonna let this expire, hopefully get something with a better upfront payment. Not sure if that's the right choice again, but... well... live a little, right? Also, good to know, I finally installed some mods. I have said before that I want to keep this playthrough as pure as possible, let's say, so neither of those mods impact gameplay at all. They don't change anything, they don't change difficulty or team names or whatever else sponsors. They're just visual mods. Thanks, Pete, for recommending those. So one is the extended camera mod, which will allow us to freely look and make a little bit more cinematic shots while we're racing. So that will be quite cool, especially if we're done making our strategic choices, let's say, and we have some time to actually enjoy the beautifulness of this game. And second of all, I installed the... ooh, we have the best engine on the grid, or gearbox, we already had that. Yeah, this engine isn't great, but can become great. Okay. And second of all, there is the, I think, what's it called? Better visuals or something mod. It goes with the extended camera mod, and it just makes the game prettier. So, yeah, that should be really fun when we get in the game, finally. And hopefully the Japanese landscape will also be a good first race for that. But that should be really fun, so I'm looking forward to that. Let's get rid of these, because they're now just good enough, to be honest. And that also gives us a little bit more time to work maybe on performance. Because I'm quite happy with these percentages. I don't think we need to worry too much about them. I think after Yokohama, we will most likely start just working on upgrading the performance of our illegal parts. For example, the gearbox. Yeah. I think that will be... we might even start doing that now, honestly. We have... yeah, we're almost halfway into the season. No, it should be okay. We'll work on this, and then after Yokohama, we'll start really upgrading all these parts. Oh, nope, stop. Gotta make a new... yeah, there it is, choosing a vote. I was right. Okay. First of all, we're gonna be having a quick look at front wing and rear wing. Ideally, I want to just spec part them both, but if we don't... oh, these are some really good components to do early on. And the rear wing... also good. Okay. That doesn't matter too much then. 40. This one is 40. This one is 40 and 35. So I guess back wing is better, theoretically. So front wing is easier to repair, so we could maybe take advantage of that next season. If you spec part it, I think it also gets often a much better reliability. So, eesh. We're 9th actually for the low speed corners, so I think we're gonna end up spec parting the rear wing. I think I'm okay with that. It is a little bit cheaper, but the parts on the front wing are slightly better as far as I can... no, wait, they're worse. What am I talking about? If we spec part the front wing, it's an easy to repair part. The rear wing is harder to repair. But we can, of course, up the reliability ourselves, whereas the AI won't be doing that as much next season. So during races, we would have some advantage early on, I suppose. But rear wing does have the better components by only 5, but still. Let's see, Houston, what are you good at? You are good at front wing. Alright, that settles it then. Then we're spec parting rear wing. Fair enough. It is only a little bit, but then, yeah. Let's spec part rear wing. Alright, choose a vote. We will be spec parting. Honestly, even spec parting anything at all doesn't seem as necessary because most of our parts, the important parts, we're already very good at. We could also do something like shorter lap or a shorter amount of laps during a race, or getting rid of the high merit payment, but I'm hoping we'll already be able to take advantage of high merit payments anyway next season. So I think just going to go weight stripping is also interesting though. Because we could increase our performance. AI doesn't really do this too much, I think. So we could very aggressively weight strip, which indeed comes at the cost of the reliability, but could give us some more performance next season. So it's a toss-up for me between spec parting the rear wing or vote in weight stripping. I think everything else I'm not too interested in, to be honest. Things like double points or remove bonus points or whatever. Points for all drivers, I don't particularly care for that. I think the top 6 points also doesn't do too badly for us if we can guarantee sort of that we're going to start winning some races next season. Yeah, all the merit payments I don't care about changing. Yeah, none of these appeal, except maybe getting rid of qualifying just because I don't like the minigame. Weight stripping or rear wing? Weight stripping or rear wing? I think let's just do the rear wing. Yeah, let's just do that for now. Weight stripping is also a little bit... It's not cheap, it's just that the AI doesn't do it. So yeah, you give yourself a huge advantage, but at what cost? We already made the best engine we could with this, right? We did this, then we did this, this, and this. 621, I think that's the current best engine that we have as well. No, it's not. Interesting. 621 is very good, to be fair. So if we were to do this, plus this one, plus this one, we get the 621. Costs us 2 million, which is a lot, but... Because anyway, we're not getting a legendary part. And once... Yeah, then we don't even need the test track anymore, to be honest, but... We're not going to pick this one anyway, because these are both better. So this is where we want to get our double component, let's say. I guess let's just do it, just because I want to have by far the best engine on the grid, if possible. Fair enough. Okay, that also means that when we're going to start improving performance, we don't have to worry about this engine. We're only taking our top 2 parts, so that will be this one and the one we're currently making. And I'm okay with that. Alright, cool. Is Farah having an affair? Did I just see that right? Okay. Affair exposed. Is that the gossip columns are right after being spotted out for a night on the tiles with celeb stunner Gabriela Gallegos. This can't be good for his driving, said Tommy Klein. It's only going to be a distraction. Okay. Yeah, that's not great. That sucks because he's the one we're using for his feedback stat, but okay. Interesting. 20 lap race in Yokohama, 35% chance of rain. We are having super softs and softs. So let's see how it goes. All right. I'm really glad we have a helipad. Yeah, me too, buddy. Those 5-star sponsors are keeping us financially in the game right now. Yeah. Keep going. And time for our spec part vote that we put up ourselves. We'll Looks like not too many people are for our vote, which we can equalize by voting for, of course. We have a lot of votes, by the way. Saved up 9, so I think I really want this to go through. Let's do something like this. I don't imagine that all the abstainees are gonna vote against. Yeah, I could have used a lot less, but just to be sure, we have a lot still left over anyway. And I don't particularly care about the future votes anyway, except this one. I really want to go against qualifying base grids with 3 sessions just because it's so dull. This one I wouldn't mind going ahead because it gives more chaotic results, which tend to favor us, I think. So I'll see. But with 5 votes, we're still quite comfortable. And next season, if we can try and go for promotion, it wouldn't matter so much, of course, and we could again save our votes up, which would be nice. Still have 10 million in the bank, and we are hopefully getting some renewals soon. Yeah, on these probably. 4 races, and then we'll get a lot of renewals. Which should also give us quite a big upfront payment once again. Alright, race is gonna start. Do we pick an offer from one of these? I suppose so. We'll pick the best one out of those. These I'm still not gonna do. I'm not quite comfortable that we're gonna get 3rd. So I think we'll just go for the 7th one. Because, yeah, this race doesn't favor our parts. Deceleration and medium speed corners, we're just not good at that. So, yeah. Let's just pick 7th. Alright. We'll bring mainly super softs probably, since we're on 28 laps. Supers will last somewhere between 8 to 9 laps probably. Which wouldn't be enough. We'd have to do like a 3-stopper on supers, but I feel like with our car not being too good, we probably need... Yeah, we'll probably need to go on supers just to make it work. Alright, let's have a look. We might need to switch around some parts. Tulipano needs to have all the best ones, which he does for the engine and the brakes. But not for the front wing. Yeah, this is fine. Fine and fine. Okay. Looking good. Let's get into Japan then. There you go. Cool little, what's that called? I don't know. Ferris wheel. Yes, Ferris wheel. And some sakura trees all around. Very nice. Little tram train station. Also cool. I don't know. I love this map. Alright. And here we go in our new and updated enhanced graphics pack. It looks all a little bit more colorful, but maybe that's just my imagination. Let's have a look then at our higher lap times that we're going to be playing with. 10 actually for the supers, so that means we can do a 2-stopper, which is nice. 13 to 15 for the softs, but we're not gonna bother with that. Alright, so let's put them both on supers, get our usual setup going. Was actually already remarkably where we needed it. Do top speed. This looks like more of a top speed map. Also very cool that here, like, they actually cross over, which I love. Very cool. Really like this map, so it's actually the perfect time to finally start using those mods. Alright, there you go. And let's take practice. I'm not sure how much I'm actually going to use this extended camera feature, because I do tend to sort of try and maximize our race as much as I can. This is so cool, I love that. And I'm not sure I'll be able to focus on 2 things at once, because I'm horribly bad at multitasking. But we'll see. Very cool little tight corner too. Let's see, it was like C for free look, X for free look. Oh, geez. Oh, it's already pretty cool, but I think maybe it's more for the race where you need to use it. I read through it, it has some shortcut keys. Oh, I was practicing qualifying. Crap. Didn't pay attention to that. My bad. I got too distracted. See, that's what I mean when I say I get too distracted. Even by just talking about the mod, I already get distracted. Get you right around there. Since you're both very poor, let's put you somewhere in the middle. Farah, please also train for the race, not for qualifying. If we have time left over, as always, we will, of course, practice qualifying as well. But yeah, not until we really have sort of made sure that the race will go as well as it can. This should sort of be okay. Let's see. And out you go again. Yeah, I'll just try during the race when we're actually out racing with these cameras. I'm not sure I'm doing it right. But already the game does look a lot prettier to me, so that's cool. Pro's feeling a lot nicer, great. And you are now great, great, good. It should be, yeah, like 91%. I think I'm okay with that. Let's just send you out because with Farah's sort of ruined feedback rating, with the -2, I'm not sure we're gonna be able to make all the bonuses we want. So let's send you out for as long as possible. Same for you, you had a great rating, I think. Somewhere in the 90% at least. So let's send you out for a while, see what we can get, and then if time permits, of course, we'll also start training for qualifying. But for now, the race is the most important thing for sure. Alright. I think some half-decent lap times, at least Tulipano is, with a fuel tank that is filled to the brim. Alright. That is good. Super soft tier 3 and race trim is also going to be tier 3, so let's bring you in. We have 2 minutes left. Let's send you out very quickly. Probably just on the same tires. I don't particularly care on leveling the soft. Well, I guess we might as well. But not hugely important, let's say. And Filipano, send you out quickly as well. Qualifying. Ooh. To do more laps on that. And also on the soft. Now, I'm not sure if I send Farah out on practicing qualifying, actually. Yeah, I did. But I only gave him like 2 laps worth of fuel, which is not a lot. Not that he's gonna make it anyway. Looks like we'll get a 5% bonus. Barely. Yes, barely. Well, that's not good, but better than nothing. Wonder what the issue was for Predator Racing Group today. They weren't at the races. I mean, we were. We just didn't do so well, Sophie. Ooh. Okay. Looks like it is gonna rain quite severely. And inters are the way to go according to the game, because they're starting us on inters, which I think does look about right. These tracks last quite a bit, at least like a minute something. And yeah, you can already see halfway in we would be on inter territory. We'd first have to do a warm-up lap. So I think inters will indeed be the way to go. But if the weather goes down at some point, we'll very quickly try and switch to slicks. Get one quick round of slicks out there. And try and set a way better lap than everyone else. Now, I'm not sure that's going to work, but it really depends on what the weather is going to do. Let's at least put one lap on the board with our inters, just so we have it. But then we're probably just going to wait and see if the rain will disappear. That would be great. Right, as always, let's just let the AI handle this. And we keep an eye on the weather, which, yes, it is looking like it's going to be dry. That's also not really what we want though, because everyone else is gonna do the same as us. Just switch to slicks, of course. So that sucks. It would have been better if the rain went down only for a little bit and then went up again, but it doesn't look like it's gonna do that. Okay, well, let's send Tulipano out on supers and have another run. Yeah, it's more than dry enough for him to just do his warm-up lap now and then go out on the real lap. All right, same for Kowalski. Send them out again. Yeah, it's just gonna be probably dry for the rest of the race, so everyone is gonna do what we're doing, but well, I do like rain during qualifiers. It at least gave us a little bit more of a chance, hopefully. Let's see, can we improve our times? Currently we have the best time, but that is very temporarily, of course. I don't think we'll be able to do another lap. At the very least, the rain ensured that everyone only got to do one lap, which is sort of in our favor, I think, because more chaotic results are better for us. Kowalski isn't doing great. Everyone is only doing one lap still, but all these people are still gonna improve their times for sure. Let's have a look. Yeah, we are gonna end up quite down in the end. Shame, but 12th for Tulipano, not horrible. For Kowalski, yeah, that's not great, obviously, but could be worse. Well, not really, but I'm glad at least Tulipano got a decent result. Cool. Yes, we didn't make any money off of that, unfortunately, but oh, it is what it is. All right. Kowalski, super soft and race trim. Tulipano, we do have the light hooded trait, but I don't think we'll have the fuel to make this work, even if we run on blue the entire time for Tulipano. Yeah, we'd maybe barely make 28 laps, but it's such a tricky thing to do, especially since our car isn't that great. Going on blue would cost us so much time. So I think I'm more comfortable with just doing 2 stops as usual with supers. And we'll also get to burn our engine a little bit more aggressively by doing that. I think I'm okay with that. That does mean we're just going to give him the super soft trait and the race trim. Don't particularly care for risk taker right now. We just need raw performance, basically. Right. And there you go. And off we go. Have a look how we do. Not great off the start by Tulipano, but he is actually going up a spot. Now, I'm very curious. I think we should be able to... Is it C or X? H? Well, I'm not sure. At least this is a lot bigger or more than we could zoom in before, but I thought there were like a free look camera too, but none of the short keys are working, so... Pete, if you know what I'm doing wrong, please let me know. Because I'm obviously doing something wrong. But this is at least quite cool. For our lap, we can actually sort of look right behind Tulipano here, who is holding on to 12, barely. I'm sort of having to look with the camera myself to stay behind him, but don't mind. Very cool track at least. Ooh, there you go. Wheel by wheel, 3. Come on, take the inside corner. There you go. Back into 11th. And that is the first lap. Alright, this is making me dizzy, so I'm going to zoom out a bit again. But that is very cool, at least. And I completely forgot to check anything else because of that, of course. Alright, how did we do? Kowalski actually went up a few spots, which is very nice. Tulipano, meanwhile, up 1 spot after crossing the finish. What are we going to do? We're probably going to just put down Kowalski as usual and do something like this for Tulipano for now. Your engine is at 100% still, so I'm okay running the fuel aggressively for 1 more lap. But I don't want to make the tires go to the upper heat too much, if possible. Tulipano fighting for that 9th spot, but coming out a little bit behind, unfortunately. Yeah, meanwhile, Kowalski, I don't expect too much out of. He got the worst car. We're not giving him the same power as we are giving Tulipano, of course, so let's have a look how that goes. Alright, Tulipano now somewhat comfortably in 10th, but he is getting pushed quite a bit. Um, your engine's still doing fine though. I don't mind this too much. Oh, but you're, yeah, we're gonna need to push that back. All right, rain already. But not a lot. Yeah, it looks like it's just gonna be dry. It's also very hot. So I think we're not gonna pit. No, it's like 4 laps. It's very little rain. And it's gonna dry up very quickly again because of the heat, so we're definitely not pitting for that. Engine went down by 6%. Your engine is already worse, but that's because the engine as a whole was worse. I think I'm okay with this. Doesn't look like there's gonna be new rain or anything that we need to keep an eye on. If the AI decides to pit anyone, I doubt it. I'd be very surprised, but stranger things have happened with the AI, of course. No one is coming in for the pits yet. Alright, bringing back your temperature a little. I think we might start conserving your tires a little bit too now. Just because I want that gap to be there between Tulipano and Wojcicki. How many laps are we still going to try to do? The cliff is of course at 15%. We could try and do 3 more laps, but I'm not sure that's going to work. It means we'd have to do 4 with Wojcicki. No, sorry, 2 with Wojcicki. Oh, I did it a bit awkwardly actually. Yeah, you have more fuel but less tire life, so that is rather awkwardly, and I'm spacing your tires sort of at the same time, which is also not great. I think what we'll end up doing is pushing you a little bit more. We'll only do 2 more laps with you. We'll try and do 3 with you. But at the end of next lap, we might just say, okay, we're going to bring Tulipano in anyway. We'll have to see. I'm not sure. Yeah, I spaced out a little bit awkwardly between the 2 of them. But let's have a look. Oh, you are now at your cliff. That's at least not somewhere we want to be, of course. Bring it back a little bit. Come on. Alright. Yeah, we should be able to do 1 more lap with you, and we're gonna try and do 2 more with you, but that is iffy, to say the least, with Wojcicki. Yes, you're gonna come into the pits right now. No more rain predicted, so that is completely fine. We haven't done too many laps yet, obviously, but it should be fine to do 2 more stints on supers, especially since we're not going to be running as aggressively as we have been. I do want to change your fuel a little, just so we get the roundup bonus. There you go. How many laps do we want? We're going to do 10, so yeah, theoretically we just want as much as possible. I think this is fine. Part's looking perfectly fine. Let's do a fast one. I forgot to change some pit crew for sure. Yep. 29% is a lot. But 3 seconds is also a lot, so yeah, that's unfortunate. It's the first time I think in this series where I've forgotten to change the pit crew. Damn. Unfortunate. Your tire is getting pretty bad, but yeah, you should be fine for 1 more lap. Let's also start pushing your fuel a little, because you have the spare fuel. We can just put you now back to red, basically. You're going to pit anyway, and you're quite far off of the cliff. That's okay. Alright. You're going to need to do 1 more lap. I think you should be perfectly fine doing so. So we can probably just put you to, like, green or something. Out you go. I think we'll end up going yellow-orange for a little while with Tulipano. See how that treats us. We do need to sort of make these tires last this time. They should last for about 10 laps, and we need 10 laps. So if need be, we can always go green, of course, for a little while. But let's have a look. Wojcicki doing okay. 21%. And you're already sort of, yeah, at the last level. Alright, let's start getting your pit ready too. Same deal. Same everything. There you go. Yeah, looking perfectly fine for now. The engine is at 71, yours is at 81. Yeah, I don't want to run red for too much early on in races. Okay, so far with 29%, not going too bad, unless the car lights on fire right now, which it doesn't. Good. And for you, same thing, we sort of want to last for 10 laps or so. We can do, of course, one less with Wolfsky, but still. Looking okay. Not doing too great this race, but we didn't expect to with our parts not really being suited to this circuit, of course. Lots of people gonna come out, probably ahead of even Tulipano, to be honest. We caught a few there, so we're in 10th now, and there is more people still that have to pit. Hopefully we can catch up a little to them. I think our times are going down, as you can see, quite quickly. Well, not really. Okay, let's see. How many people can we catch here? Quite a few, I think, actually. Yeah, quite a few. All of a sudden we're up in 6, so that is super soft, really working out for us so far. Question is just, can we make it last the amount of laps we need? They're again going for softs, which is not smart. That's costing them a lot of performance, I think. Let's start conserving a little. I think in terms of fuel, we're perfectly fine. It's just the tire life I worry about. Let's start bringing that down a little bit. Not just the heating, which is obviously a concern, but also just for the amount of laps that we need to do. Looks like it is gonna get a little bit less hot. But no rain yet. It might rain though, because that is just clouds. It's starting to get colder, so could indicate something. Alright, everyone has pitted now. Even someone has pitted twice already. 13 laps in, which is insane. I don't know what you did to your tires, my man, but not good. Which leaves us in 4th right now, provisionally, which is really good. But makes me wish I had taken one of the more aggressive options, let's say. Zoom in a little again. I don't know. Not sure how to make the camera follow your car yet. I thought it was the X, C, and H buttons, but none of them appear to be doing anything. So I'll try and figure that out off camera, I suppose. But for now, we are actually somewhat catching up to 3rd Margate here. We talked up a little before the race. That's quite cool. 14 laps remaining. That means we need to do at least 4 more, which we can make work with fuel, but I'm not sure we'll make it work with the tires. As long as we keep running on green, I think we'll be fine. And if we really have to, we could always still go to blue, of course. Someone ran white, not sure who. Yeah. Virtually, we're getting 3 points right now, which would be a nice little bonus once more. And as you can see, yeah, the bottom teams are just not in the points at all right now. It's just the top teams doing as well as they can. Once we cross the finish line, we're at 40%, just about. We need to do 3 more laps at least. Should be possible, but let's keep it on green just because of that. Because it also means we need to do 5 more with Kowalski here, which is also possible, but we do need to bring back your fuel then. And we need to be really careful with these lap times. Alright, Tulipano still somewhat close to 3rd, but his tires are of course dropping off quicker, which also means that Larson, Clark, Piaget, they're all starting to catch up a little bit to him. And we are of course also, yeah, running him less aggressively, which is a bit of an issue. I'm gonna do 2 more laps after this. Just tricky, I think. Very, very tricky now. Let's bring you back to blue, actually. And you as well. Yeah, 11 laps remaining. Oh, it would be 10 laps remaining by the time we get to the next one, which means we could just run regular. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. That means we only have to do 2 more laps of you, which should be possible. And one more with you. Yeah, that's okay. And then we just do our final stint also on 10 laps in total. It should be fine. But we might need to conserve a little bit early on. No rain, looks like, so that's perfectly fine. We're starting to lose a little bit of pace now to Margate. And of course dropping pace also to Larson here, but that's fine. We're anyway going to be pitting very soon. Let's use up all our last tire life that we can. And get you in the pits. Alright, we're going for another set of super sauce. We'll have 10 laps remaining. Let's give you all the fuel you can have. Don't need to fix anything. We're again gonna just risk it for that fast pit stop. Hopefully it'll work. Put you to blue for a little bit. Don't mind burning your fuel again. If we're gonna run you earlier, we might as well. In he goes. Tires looking fine. Refueling going okay so far. Perfect. Okay. So that was the last pit stop for Tulipano, who came out in 18th, but obviously a lot of people still need to pit. Yeah, you're looking fine for now. Let's run your engine a little bit aggressively for that. Ooh, someone just crashed. Luckily only a yellow flag and no pre-pit stops for anyone. That would have sucked. 18%. You do have a few corners left, so let's put you to blue a little bit again. Green. Green should be okay. Okay. Let's also give you your final super soft thing now. You actually can only make these last for 9 laps now? What happened? Is it because the track rep is finally going up? Strange. Okay. We don't need that much fuel for you then. Something like 10 laps should be fine. We're not going to be running you on red for too much anyway. Alright. Kowalski coming in now for his final pit stop. I think we're going to conserve Tulipano now for a little while. Just want to make sure his tires stay fresh as long as possible. Looking good. Alright, perfect. Richard does something like this. Alright. Now we do have a lot of life left in those engines. At least for, well, in one engine, let's say. Tulipano's, more specifically. We have 8 laps left. That means we can run red for quite a while. Give him as much speed as possible. Also start running a little bit more on yellow again. The people ahead of us, I think, were already ahead of us. And the people here, hopefully we can overtake most of them, but we'll have to see. And not all of these we're going to overtake. Yeah, we're still behind Larson over there as well, who got undercut us a little bit, I suppose. Or overcut, I don't know. I think it's overcut when I go first to pit. And I'm ahead. Well, that is what it is. We are on worse tires now, which sucks a little. But also not the end of the world, of course. And let's keep on keeping on. Gonna overtake all of these people. That is very good at least. We're now 6th and one more person needs to pit. But I'm not sure we're gonna Yeah, we are definitely overtaking him. We're only 6 seconds behind. And he still has to pit. Which is very nice. Once we cross the finish line, we'll have 5 laps left. Which should then be perfectly fine to start just running on yellow. We could have taken a little bit more fuel, but I think we just maxed out our tank on Tulipano, so it's not like we really had the option to begin with. In terms of tires, it should be fine to run 5 more. We might need to again go to green at some point. Clark here worries me a little, because his tires are a bit more fresh. But let's see. Maybe we can hold him up. I don't think anyone ahead of us will be getting. I think the pace difference is a bit too much now that they've finally switched also to super soft. That's just not going to happen. Alright. Four laps remaining. Can run out the race pretty much with these fuel levels. I think in terms of tire life, it should also be perfectly fine. Might need to go to green for Verhovsky relatively soon once his heat starts going up too much. Let's see. I think basically we're now fighting for 5th. Clark here is our only threat, to be honest. I don't think Piaget will be doing anything to us, neither will Larson, so that's perfectly fine. Start bringing you back a little now. Same for you, to be honest. So I don't want us to... If he catches up, we'll start bringing it back, but... Yeah, he's starting to catch up. Let's bring it back to green now. Ooh, trying to make a move. Give you a little bit of overtake. No. No. Go away, Clark. No. Ah, we can't. We can't fight that. Okay, fair enough. I figured, to be honest, with our tire life versus his, but we had to do something. Should be okay to sit out laps now. We actually went 16th somehow. Someone behind us did something very wrong, I think. Number 18? Oh, you have a engine part, yeah. Smoky engine. Fair enough. Okay, that's gonna make you a lot slower. Good luck with that. Yeah, we are still behind Clark, but... Yeah, we need to start conserving our tires too much, to be honest. And we also don't have that much fuel left, so... We give up the fight. We live to fight another day, let's say. And let's just try and get to the race without dropping to Piaget over there. We are conserving our tires quite a bit now. Hopefully that's enough. Should be. We're about halfway in now. Still have 6% left. Yeah, that's okay. I think we'll make it. Or even if we won't, it'll be like the last corner. Yeah, this is perfectly fine. Have a little bit of excess fuel. How are you doing? You are actually in a little bit more danger. 17%. 16. Bring you back. Yeah, that's okay too. Alright. Cool. We got our sponsor objective, so I'm happy with that. Even in a race where we weren't really projected to do that great because of the parts that were crucial, so not bad. Really love this track. Love the Ferris wheel and the big stands and all the Japanese scenery, so very nice to finally race in Yokohama, and I think we get a result that is good enough, let's say. Obviously a podium would have been nice, but we can't expect that every single time, I think. Cut the fuel very close on both our drivers, which is of course always what we want to do. We actually hit the cliff on Verhovsky over there, not on Tulipano. But yeah, as always, Verhovsky is just sort of our sacrificial lamb. Hopefully next season, whoever is our second driver, I'm not even sure we're going to keep Tulipano and Verhovsky, to be honest. We're going to see. But whoever become our drivers, hopefully we can give them both a fair shot at some podiums once our car is a little bit better. But for now, I think this strategy is working, where we at least get some points with one of our drivers, which is 1 point in this case. But, well, 1 point is better than 0 points. And that keeps us in 5th for now. Not bad. I would have loved to go a little bit higher for those high merit payments, but maybe near the end to the season, we can try and make some moves. Let's see. I think at the very least, getting our sponsorship bonus is always a nice little extra. It sucks that qualifying is the other half of it, because we never do well in qualifying, which is, of course, the nature of our car a little. But, yeah, not so bad. I think the morale is all fine. Darren is always happy with what we are doing, of course. Good money too. Plus 1.6 million is definitely not bad, considering how expensive our drivers are. Nice. Okay, we're back up to 12.5 million. I'm gonna immediately swap out these pit crew, because, yeah, we got very lucky that these guys didn't make mistakes, to be honest. Let's immediately swap them out and make sure that that doesn't happen again in the next race. You're fine. Oof. Okay, our remaining options are not great, but I do prefer just a small mistake chance. Do it something like this. Alright. How about... Nope. 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 No and no. Get some better people in here. Alright. Yes. Pit crew safe now for the next time so I don't make the same mistake. Sponsors all looking good. Alright. Very nice. Just keeping up our slog into the first season of Asia, just for survival basically, but I think we've almost pretty much guaranteed that. I don't see either of these teams all of a sudden catching up to 12 points. So, very nice. I think that's a good point to wrap it up. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!